If you're eating carnivore and you've got some ground chicken sitting in your fridge, this video is for you. Today I'm showing you 4 easy, high protein and very satisfying carnivore recipes you can make using ground chicken in your oven or an air fryer. They don't take a lot of time and they don't taste like sad meal prep leftovers. And the first one, I was very skeptical, but now I make it all the time. So these are the muffins I didn't think I'd like. I mean, chicken muffins? Really? These are more of a set it and forget it recipe. Perfect for a meal prep or when you just don't want to think. You'll need 300 grams of ground chicken, 1 egg and 100 grams of shredded cheese. You just mix everything together in a bowl. That's it. No seasoning, no flour, no fuss. Then spoon the mix into silicone muffin molds. I can usually make about 5 mini muffins with this amount. Try to pack them in well so they hold shape. Pop them into the air fryer at 170 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. They'll come out golden, firm and slightly crispy on the top. Let them cool for a few minutes before removing. They release easily if you're using silicone, and if you're not using silicone yet, I highly recommend it. They are reusable, they are cheap and they save so much cleanup. Link is in the description. You can pack these for work, eat them cold, reheat them. I even sometimes slice them in half and fry them again with an egg. Next up, chicken poppers. They are like tiny meatballs that you can customize any way you like. To make them just like I did, you'll need 300 grams of ground chicken, 1 egg, and grated parmesan. You can also use crushed pork rinds. Same as before, mix the chicken and egg. That's your base. Now it's time to form small meatballs. I roll them around in parmesan and set aside. Quick tip, I always keep a little bowl of water nearby when making these, just to wet my fingers so the mixture doesn't stick. Makes shaping way easier. Form small poppers around 1 to 2 tablespoons each. You can also use a spoon or a cookie scoop if you want them super uniform, but I just freestyle it. This batch usually makes around 12 to 14 poppers depending on how generous you are. When it comes to the coating, you don't need to go too thick, just enough to get that golden crispiness on the outside. If you're using pork rinds, same thing, just make sure they're finely crushed so that they actually stick. If the cheese doesn't want to stay on, you can let the poppers rest for a few minutes after coating. That gives the surface time to slightly firm up and hold the crust better during air frying. Once they're all ready, place them in your air fryer at 200 degrees Celsius and cook for 12 minutes total, flipping them halfway through. They'll look nice and golden when they're done, but let them cool for 2 to 3 minutes before eating. That helps the insides firm up and make them easier to handle. You can eat these as is, dip them in melted butter, or pair with crispy chicken skin for something extra. I actually pack these for work sometimes, they hold up really well cold as well. The third recipe is perfect late night snack. It was well after 9 PM when I decided that I want something to snack on while watching a movie, and happened to have ground chicken that was about to expire. I would call these chicken breadsticks. These are crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and perfect for dipping into a hot pool of melted cheese. And the best part? They're super easy to make, minimal cleanup, no weird ingredients, and they actually feel like a real snack, not just meat blobs in disguise. Here's what you'll need for the full thing, both the breadsticks and the dipping sauce. 300 grams of ground chicken, 1 egg, 50 grams of parmesan, 100 grams of grated cheddar, 75 milliliters of heavy cream, and some pork rinds. Let's start with the breadsticks. In a bowl, toss in the ground chicken, egg, parmesan, and a bit of salt. Give it a quick mix with a fork or your hand, nothing fancy. For the pork rinds, I smash them with the side of my knife, but some of them I will just cover in parmesan, so you can totally skip the pork rinds. Simply take a handful of the meat mixture and form it into a log. The size is totally up to you. Since it was late, I just wanted to rush it and make them bigger. Roll it in the pork rinds until fully coated and set it aside. Repeat the process until you run out of the mixture, and feel free to experiment with coating some of them in parmesan. And here's a little trick. Let them rest for 5 minutes before cooking. The coating sticks better and you'll get a crispier finish. Now throw them in the air fryer at 190 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. And make sure to flip them halfway. While these are cooking, let's make the cheese sauce. In a small pot, melt the butter first if you're using it. Then pour in the heavy cream and gently heat it. Don't let it boil, just keep it warm and cozy. Add the cheddar and stir it in as it melts down. If it thickens too much, splash in a bit more cream to loosen it up. And that's it, the cheesy dip is ready. Now when the breadsticks are ready, I take them out of the air fryer and put them on a plate. Let them cool down for a few minutes and they're ready to enjoy. A little bonus tip, sometimes I stick the cooked breadsticks on wooden skewers. Why? No idea, but it turns into the perfect late night snack on a stick moment. Try it, you'll see what I mean. Alright, last but definitely not least, let's make some chicken nuggets. These are probably the easiest one in this video, but somehow they still turn out ridiculously good. Crispy edges, juicy center, no breadcrumbs, no weird coatings, and best of all, you can totally customize them. So also for this one, you'll need 300 grams of ground chicken, 1 egg, and pork rinds or parmesan. I already crushed mine. You're just going to combine the chicken, egg, and salt in a bowl. Nothing complicated here. Chicken mince can be a little sticky, especially when it's cold from the fridge, so I would suggest leaving it out on the counter for 10 to 15 minutes before starting. Makes it way easier to mix. Otherwise you'll have to struggle a bit like I did. Now comes the shaping. I go for roughly 1 tablespoon per nugget. You can definitely use a cookie scoop if you have one. I don't, I simply use my hands. Now here's where you can add a bit of crunch if you want. Roll them in crushed pork rinds or a bit of grated parmesan, or try one of each if you want to see which coating you like better. Personally, I like a little variety. Parmesan gives a nutty, cheesy crust, while pork rinds are more like a traditional nugget crunch. The pork rinds in this video were already crushed ahead of time, but if you're doing it yourself, here's a tip. Forget the knife. A broken meat hammer is actually perfect for this. Don't ask me why I have a broken meat hammer. Once they're shaped and optionally coated, place them in your air fryer basket. I usually use a paper liner and I get around 10 nuggets from the batch, which don't really fit, so I stack one of them on top. Air fry at 200 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes, make sure to flip them halfway. And also I suggest that you keep an eye on them. Cooking times vary a bit based on nugget size and your air fryer model. When they're done, let them rest for 2 to 3 minutes. I know it's tempting to eat them straight away, but they actually firm up as they cool, and the inside finishes setting without drying out. And that's it. Super simple, totally satisfying carnivore nuggets. You can eat them as is, dunk them in your leftover cheese sauce from earlier, or melt some butter over the top for extra fat. These are also perfect to pack for when you're on the go. I actually often eat them in the train. And there you go, 4 easy carnivore chicken recipes, all made with ground chicken and in the air fryer. Honestly, I wasn't sure how far I could push this one ingredient, but turns out it's way more versatile than I thought. Whether you're packing lunch, meal prepping, or just want something quick that actually tastes good, these have got you covered. If you end up trying any of them, let me know how it goes, or if you got your own ground chicken hacks, drop them in the comments. I'm always looking for more ideas. And if you made it this far, you're a real one. Thanks for being here. I've got more carnivore recipes on the way soon, so hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll meet you next time here on Meet Carnivore.